Using plant-based waxes is a great way to incorporate natural and sustainable ingredients into various DIY projects. They offer a more eco-friendly alternative to petroleum-based waxes. Here's an introduction to using plant-based waxes in lip oils. If you're interested in learning the 2 best plant-based waxes to use, I suggest you stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a DIY project on using 2 different types of plant-based waxes in order to create lip oils. So I'm going to be using one oil in order to do this, which is going to be the avocado oil. We're also going to be using Carnauba wax, and then we're also going to be using Candelilla wax. I'm going to be showing you how each wax can change the consistency of your lip care products when being incorporated. There are various different types of plant-based waxes, but these are going to be my 2 favorite that I love to use when making lip care products. You're going to be needing your equipment, which is going to be clean and sanitized, a scale, and your measuring beaker. I am going to be using one oil, and this is simply to show you the consistency of each wax. So this is not going to be creating an actual lip oil recipe, but to show you how the waxes are going to change the consistency of the oil. I'm measuring out 32 grams of oil for this recipe. Next, we're going to be starting with the Carnauba wax first. We are going to be measuring out 2 grams of the Carnauba wax. After we have this measured out, we are going to go ahead and add it to the oil, and then we're going to heat it using a double boiler method until the wax is fully melted. The reason why I like using waxes in my lip oils is because I want my lip oils to kind of have and mimic a lip gloss consistency without having to actually go and use any type of lip gloss bases. So let's go ahead and pop this on a water bath. And this is what the consistency is going to look like. I did let this heat on low for about 10 minutes until it was fully incorporated and melted. So now that this is melted, I am going to go ahead and let this sit to the side so that it can cool off, because I am going to be putting this into a plastic container, and this is what it looks like as it continues to cool off just a little bit. So it is cool enough for me to go ahead and pour it in. I am going to go ahead and pour this into this container, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next wax after this, which is going to be the Candelilla wax, because this also has to continue to fully set. I'm just making sure that I have all of the wax out of the beaker. As you can see on the spoon, it does kind of have a slight creamier consistency. Like I said before, we are going to go ahead and let this sit to the side so that it can fully get to the consistency that I want to show you guys. The consistency of the recipe will be determined by the amount of wax that you want to use to the ratio of oil that you're using. Do not be alarmed at this being too runny. Just wait and see. So next we're going to go ahead and go to the Candelilla wax. This is already re-cleaned out. We are going to be measuring out the same amount of oil, which is going to be 32 grams. But instead of 2 grams of wax, we are going to be using only 1 gram of the Candelilla wax. I've done so much trial and error with both of these waxes that I know the consistency always has to be a little bit more or less with the Candelilla, because it does make more of a gel-like consistency with the oils. I will show you at the end. So of course we're going to go ahead and put this on a water bath for about 10 minutes as we did earlier and let it fully melt down. So this is what it looks like. And of course, I did not get a chance to pour this yet. So I am going to go ahead and put this in the container because I did let it cool a little bit longer. You can see the consistency is a lot more thicker. It's more of a gel consistency as compared to what the Carnauba wax did. I'm going to show you what both look like in comparison. You can use this wax ratio with just about any oil to be able to create lip oils. I would tell you guys that I do actually have lip oil recipe videos on my channel where I actually create recipes using multiple oils. I do like to kind of use more than just one oil because I do like to kind of play around with the viscosity and the feel of these lip products. But this is kind of just to show you what the waxes can do when you incorporate it into making and creating lip care products. And of course, if you wanted to create lip balms, you would actually need to have more wax to oil ratio. That's in order to get it to be more harder and more firmer to a lip balm consistency. So here is the Carnauba wax. It's fully set. I am going to stir this just a little bit because it does have more of a creamier consistency. I do like to use this because I like to make pourable lip oils with this one. So with the Candelilla wax, if you are going to make a lip oil with it and you want to use it inside of lip tubes, you do actually have to pour it while it's in more of a liquid form. Versus with the Carnauba wax, I have a lot more time. I can go ahead and pour it later on because the consistency is always going to be more creamier and pourable. And here is the final product. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I will see you later.